liability side, asset side, right? In liability sides, okay, liability side. So here the current liabilities are there. Here current assets are there. In liability side, outstanding expenses are showing it is 1,000 rupees. Outstanding expense 1,000 rupees. So your current asset, cash balance is there, and using the cash earlier is the 2,000 is available there. Out of these 2,000 and minus 1,000 rupees. Why it is minus? You paid this amount. Both are current impacted, right? We are using 1,000 rupees of cash to payment of outstanding expenses. Here minus liability side is minus 1,000, right? Asset side minus 1,000. Both side 1,000. There is no flow of funds. There is no flow of funds. Okay. I think you got a point, right? Or I need to explain one more example.
Sir, explain one more example, sir.
Yeah, I will explain one more example. Right. So this is the company balance sheets. Here, creditors are there. Liability side creditors. Nothing but vendors. So outstanding payment is 5,000 rupees is there. Okay, creditors amount, how much is the outstanding amount? 5,000 rupees. Is a current liability. In current asset side, bank account and showing is a 10,000 rupees amount is there in bank accounts. Okay. Suppose we are assuming that the total balance sheet value is 1 lakh. Balance sheet total amount is both sides 1 lakh, including both current asset and current liabilities. Okay, including both long term and life. Now I am clear. 1 lakh, both sides the total is there. Okay, one item in current assets, current liabilities, that is creditors 5,000 is outstanding is there, and current asset side bank account 1,000 rupees is there. Now I need to make a payment. What can I do for payments? Using this bank balance 10,000 rupees, out of 10,000 I am paying this amount. So now what is the bank account amount?
5,000.
5,000 only. So now what is the balance sheet total amounts? Earlier is 1 lakh. Now it comes down to 95,000. 95,000. Any change is there here? Any change? The transaction minus 5,000. Here both are current asset and current liabilities. There is no flow of funds. Okay. So when would it happen the flow of funds? When the flow will be there, I will explain one more example. Okay. So like this is the company balance sheets. Same creditors are 5,000. Creditors are 5,000. Here the company are decided to clear these creditors amount 5,000. They want to sell their plants. They want to sell the plant is 5,000 rupees. I think it's a plant value is 20,000, and to sell these amounts, okay, they want to clear this. So plant is a non-current, is a fixed asset, right? And creditors are current liabilities. Now the flow is there. Okay, now the flow is there. Okay, so flow of funds means what? Here I will show you one more. Here you can see that. Current and current. Current asset, current liabilities, no flow is there. See that any flow is there here? No. Current asset, current liabilities, no flow. Okay. Non-current, no flow. When the flow is there, when the flow of funds are there, current and non-current. current liabilities and non-current assets. Then only flow is there. Okay. I think you are clear, right?
Yes,
Or you want more examples? Hello?
No, sir.
Okay. Very simple, ma. Current to current, current asset, current liabilities. There is no flow of funds. Okay. Only one side is current asset, another side is non-current liabilities. Then only the funds flow is there. Okay. Or sometimes not this to this is vice versa. And current liabilities to non-current assets. Means the selling of non-current asset, the plant is a non-current asset, right? It's a fixed asset. Selling of plants and payment of the creditors. So when the flow is there, okay, or selling a machinery, clearing the outstanding liabilities. Now the flow is there. Okay, here current liability, current asset, using the cash balance, they clear these long-term borrowings. Long-term borrow, not the short-term, long-term borrowings. Then only funds flow is there. Okay, using the cash or bank balance, now they are clearing the long-term debts. Then the flow of funds are there. Okay, so this is the diagram for knowing that fund flow statement. The funds is flowing or not. So once we know that the funds flowing or not, then we go for this. What is the need? Okay. So between current assets and non-current asset, non-current liability, the result is flow of funds. So current and non-current, current to non-current. Okay. The between the current liabilities and non-current assets are vice versa. Now, what is the objective of this fund flow statement? So what we find out at the end of this concept? Right? As a company, they want to know that the funds flow company or either fund flow or positive side or negative side. Inflows are more or outflows are more. So always the prefer inflows are good for this company and outflows are less the company. Okay. It is informed that see that first thing is the main purpose of preparing fund flow statement is that it reveals clearly important items related to sources and application of funds. Okay. So what is the meaning of sources and applications? Sources and application of funds. What are the sources we get the funds? Earlier I told you the sources are either issue of bonds, issue of debenture, issue of securities, or taking a loan, or selling a plant, or company sales, are the sources of funds. What are the applications? Means uses of these funds, either payment of debts, payment of purchase a plant or purchase a building, or payment of dividend, or payment of employee salaries. Okay, so like that, what are the sources? What are the sources? So if you see the balance sheets, so what we find out in balance sheet, liability side, asset side. These are the sources, these are the applications. Okay, sources are taken liability side, all the sources in liability side. Asset side are applications. So ఇక్కడ డబ్బు తీసుకొచ్చాము, ఇక్కడ ఇన్వెస్ట్ చేసాము. Am I right? Any doubt in this regard? Sources means what? Liability side of the balance sheet are the sources. Applications are the assets of the balance sheet. Okay, with regard to sources or application of funds, just the understanding the concept. The secondly, it is also revealed how much out of the total funds are being allotted for disposing the fixed asset, how much amount is for issue of debenture, shares, and how much amount we are investing in current long-term loans, how much amount for operational activities. So what is our plan of this, right? So funds are there. How these funds are we allotted? What is the purpose? Are they generating effectively or not? We are appropriately investing or not? Third one is the provides information about specific utilization of such funds. How much has been applied for acquiring fixed assets? How much are payment of long-term loan, or how much amount for a simple example, right? The company wants to, the company issued a shares and it procured 100 crores, right? So recently LIC also issued the shares. For example, one company, ABC company, issued the shares and they want to mobilize 100 crores. So what the company do this 100 crores? Invest in the company 100 crores though, it's a big question, right? What company they can do? Either they can purchase, they want to establish a new plants, or they want to clear the earlier debts, okay, or they want to purchase a fixed assets, or they want to payment of taxes. See that Zomato, Swiggy IPOs. So for they are issue the shares and they want to clear the debts. Okay, they want to be debt free in next future years. So like here also we can know that what they can do these funds. If they issue the shares, the flow of funds are there. So these funds where they can utilize. Okay. Any doubts? Hello? Any doubts?
Yes,
okay. So what is significance? Significance means the flow of funds in the inflow, outflow funds. Are the company facing any problem or not? Okay. So significance of first one is analysis of financial statements. So we know the financial statements are income and profit and loss account. We know that the funds position. So if you see only income statement, balance sheet, we doesn't know what is the flow of funds. We need to prepare one more statement to know the flow of funds. Okay, just to, it is a raw material, raw information, balance sheet and profit. So we want a specific position, financial position of the firm for operational flows. Okay, so balance sheet present a static view about the resources, how the said resources have been utilized in a particular date, right? It's a point of time. And second one is highlight answer to various perpetual questions. Causes of change in working capital. What are the causes of changes in working capital? Whether the firm sell any non-current assets, if sold, how were the proceed utilization? For example, see that company suffering in company. For example, one company is there. The company doesn't have any profits. Now the company is in losses. How the company meeting these expenses? We want to know that we have some curiosity to know this company. How this company meeting all its expenses? Are they selling his assets, fixed assets? Are they taking any loan? Right? Or what are the position? We want to know this how this company solve the problem. Right? Are they sold any asset or preparation? And why the smaller amount of dividend is paid in spite of sufficient profits? So this is also one. The company is a well-known company. Company profits are good, but the company paid. For example, the company EPS is 100 rupees. Earning per share is 100 rupees, but the company's distributed dividend is only 5 rupees. So what about these 95 rupees? What the company can do these 95 rupees? Right? Why the small amount of dividend is paid in spite of sufficient profit? The profit is 100, but instead of 100, the company paid only 5 rupees. So these 94 rupees, what company can do? Right? Why did the net profit go? Where the net profit will grow? Net profit to these net profit are using for purchasing a new assets, or purchasing a new plant, or clearing a debt. Okay, or they want to expand the business operations, or they want to purchase a new plant and machinery or something. Right? Where these net profit go? It is possible to pay more dividend than the present one. So did the firm pay off its schedule of debts, and how much and when? What are the sources? The sources of increase in working capital. So like these are some questions. And the realistic dividend policy, right? Dividend policy means the company wants to pay the dividend or it's retained. If it is retained, so company has the capital appreciation of the share values, or they want to distribute the dividends. So naturally, in what we see that all the firms are categorized in 3 types: liquid, what we call growth firm, normal firm, and decline firm. So if it is a growth firm, the company doesn't distribute any dividend, but these profits are utilizing for expanding their business operations, or they enter a new kind of portfolio products. Proper allocation of resources, how these resources are allocated, and fixed asset, current asset, or clearing the debt, or right, managing it, financial risk, all these. And as a future guide, this fund flow statement showing is a future guide to the financial manager to make the decisions. And appraising the capital, working capital. So working capital always, no, working capital management, we say that always profitability versus liquidity. Right? Higher liquidity is also a problem, and also lower liquidity is also a problem. Both are influencing the company profitability. So here, this is a statement. How to first, no, there are two, I will show you, wait a minute. Right. So this is the problem. In examination, we'll expect some problems. Okay. In examination, we need to prepare one fund flow statement. So this is the problem is given in example. For example, how we can solve this problem. There are two statements we are going to prepare. One is a statement of scheduled changes in working capital. Second one is statement of sources and applications. So fund flow statement, the two statements are mandatory. One is schedule of changes in working capital. The second one is sources and applications, statement of funds, fund flow statement. So this is called statement of sources and application of funds. Right. So this is the balance sheet is given. Again, is the 2 years data. Is the 2 years data. Right. So here the 2 years data, assets and liability side. In liability side, share capital. The previous year is 3,000 crores, 3 crores. Nowadays, it's a 30 days, 30 lakhs and 40 lakhs. Reserves is 100 and 50. Reserves are reduced, decreased. And retained earnings 30 to 60, it is increased. And accounts payable earlier 45, now is 135. It is increased. You can see in cash, earlier is 30, now it is 90. Accounts receivable earlier is 105, now it is 150. Inventory is 150 to 195. Fixed assets 190 to 210. Okay. Now the additional information is also given. The company issued bonus shares. Company issued bonus shares for rupees 50,000 and for cash 50,000. Okay. And the depreciation written off during the year is 15,000. Okay. 15,000 depreciation is there. So depreciation means it's the expenses, right? Depreciation is expenses, right? Depreciation is expenses or not? Depreciation is expenses or not? Hello? Depreciation expenses are kada? Hello? Please respond, Venugopal. Venugopal. Please respond. Depreciation is inflow of funds or outflow of funds? Depreciation is inflow of funds or outflow of funds? Please respond. Anyone? Reshma, Kalyani.
Depreciation is outflow of funds, sir.
No, we are not paying anyone. Like we pay the salaries is an outflow, right? Cash. But depreciation, we are not paying anyone. Are you paying anyone for depreciation amounts? You are going to pay just some depreciation amount. Salaries we are paying, advertisement expenses we are paying, stationery we are paying, right? It's outflow of that. But depreciation, we are not outflow of funds. We'll see here. The first is what we can do is we need to prepare the statement of changes in working capital. This is the first statement, very easy to prepare. Okay, so when you want to calculate the either increase working capital, decrease working capital, you need to prepare statement of changes in working capital. So like we will take only the current asset and current liabilities. Okay, Very simple. The statement of changes working capital will take only the current asset and current liabilities. Okay. మనము రెండు తయారు చేయాలి. ఒకటి స్టేట్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ చేంజెస్ ఇన్ వర్కింగ్ క్యాపిటల్ ఒక స్టేట్మెంట్ చేయాలి. రెండోది ఫండ్ ఫ్లో స్టేట్మెంట్ లో సోర్సెస్ ఆర్ అప్లికేషన్ తీసుకుంటాం మనము. సో చేంజెస్ ఇన్ వర్కింగ్ క్యాపిటల్ ఏం చేస్తామంటే కరెంట్ అసెట్ ని తీసుకుంటాము, కరెంట్ లయబిలిటీ తీసుకుంటాము. Am I clear? Am I clear? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the 2 years data we'll see here. You can see that first column is particulars. The second one is previous year, now the current year. And here changes in working capital తీసుకుంటాం. Working capital అనేది పెరిగిందా తగ్గిందా? Okay. Now we can see the cash. What is the previous year cash here? What is the previous year cash? 30,000. Now it is
90,000.
So what is the difference? What's the difference
60,000.
here? 60,000. What it means? If the current asset increase, working capital also increase. Okay. Current asset increase, working capital also increase. Next, what about the accounts receivables? Increase or decrease?
Increase, sir. Increase.
How much it is increased?
45,000.
45,000. Earlier is 1,05,000. Now it is 1,50,000. The 45,000 is increased. So we'll write in increase column. Inventories. Earlier is 1,50,000. Now 1,95,000. 45,000 is also increased. Okay. For example, current liability decrease. Working capital is also decreased. Okay. For example, 90,000 undi. Okay. Now we have 30,000 undi. So ekkada rayali ippudu nenu idi? Ekkada rayali ippudu nenu? Previous year the cash is 90,000. The current year cash is 30,000. So what is the impact in working capital? It is increase or decrease of working capital?
Decrease, sir.
Here I need to write here decrease 60,000. Is it clear? Right? Working capital ఏమవుతుంది? అసెట్ పెరిగితే పెరుగుతుంది, అసెట్ తగ్గితే తగ్గుతుంది. Okay. So when you preparing the statement of scheduled working capital, current asset increase, working capital increase. Current asset decrease, working capital decrease. So you need to write in the column either increase column or decrease column. If it is increase, you can write an increase column. If it is decrease, you can write a decrease increase column. Coming to current liabilities. So what is the current liability in the balance sheet given? The only one current liability is there. It is accounts receivables. The only one current liability is there. You can see your current liability. It is 45,000. Now it is 1,35,000. 1,35,000. So it is what it means. Current liability increases. Working capital decreases. Okay. Current liability decrease. Working capital increase. Now am I clear? ఏమవుతుంది current liabilities పెరిగితే? What happened if the current liability increase?
Working capital decreases.
Working capital decreases. I am writing working capital decreases here. Decrease column. Okay. Working capital decreases. So 45,000 previous year. Now it is 1,35,000. 90,000 is decrease in column. For example, liabilities earlier it is 1,35,000. 1,35,000 earlier. Now it is 45,000. What happened here? Where can I write these amounts? It is in increase column. Better to write down this 4. Then you can easily solve this fund flow statement. You can easily prepare. Okay, easily prepare. Now here what we can do is, the first one we calculated the total current liabilities. Previous year 2,85,000 and current year 4,35,000. And you can see that current liability is total 45 to 45,000. So what is the difference between CA and CL? What we call working capital, right? Current asset minus current liabilities we call working capital. So this is a CA current assets, the total current asset. So this is CL less, right? So 2,85,000 minus 45,000. What is the answer? 2,40,000. Together 4,35,000 minus 1,35,000. Answer is 3 lakhs. Working capital increase or decrease to compare this period to this period? Again, the working capital previous year to current year. Working capital again.
Increase.
Previous year it is 2,40,000. Now it is 3 lakhs rupees. See, what we can do is increase in working capital 60,000, and we go for writing here last column 60,000. The both side amount is total. If it is working capital decrease, we can write on here 60,000 and we can write on 60,000 here. Right? So very simple. So in a given problem, what we can do, we can take is first angel problem, which problem low. This problem which first, what is the first step? The first step is you can find out what are the current asset, current liabilities. So take a pencil, write down just is a CA current asset. This is CA current asset. This is CA current asset. And in liability side, identify it, current liability, this is a current liabilities. Then what I can do is totaling of current assets and totaling current liabilities. Only I will apply second concept is current asset increase or decrease. Current asset increase, it means working capital increase. Current asset decrease, working capital decrease. Okay. Current liability increase, working capital decrease. So like we can easily calculate this fund flow statement. The first statement is changes in working capital. Now this part is over. We considered earlier. Right? This is over, right? So what are the remaining items are available in this balance sheets? Inke milpoya manako. Inke milpoyayi.
Share capital, reserve, retained earnings, and fixed assets.
Retained earnings, right? In asset side, one item is remaining, right?
Yes,
Fixed asset.
Fixed asset. Fixed asset value increase or decrease?
Increase.
Increase, sir. Increase, sir.
Asset value increase 1 lakh to 2,10,000, right? It is increased. How much it is increased? 20, right? Etla increase avutadi?
20,000.
20 increase avutada? Amite increase avutada? Asset value perigindi ante. So we need to add, right? We need to purchase.
Yes, sir. Working capital also increase.
No. It is different, right? Just I'm asking the question is earlier is 1,19,000. Now it's 2,10,000. It is increased, right? When it is increased, when we purchase, then only increase, right? The asset increase when you purchase the additional assets, it is increased. Konte perugutundi kada? Konte perugutunda, amite perugutunda? Please mute ma. ఇక్కడ మనం ప్లాంట్ ఫిక్స్డ్ అసెట్స్ కొన్నాము కాబట్టి పెరిగింది. సో పర్చేజ్ చేసామంటే ఏంటి అక్కడ? క్యాష్ ఈస్ అవుట్ఫ్లో. Okay, I will show you. So here any doubt is there? Statement of changes working capital here in this part? In this part is any doubts? Changes in working capital?
No, sir.
Now we move to fixed asset. See here asset side one item is missing, right? So this is application of funds. This is source of funds. Okay, source of funds. Source of funds. Okay. Now here first item is here like asset side. Item increase 1 lakh to 2,10,000. So here we purchased here. We purchased some fixed assets. Okay. So how much we purchased, we don't know. Why? Because there is adjustment is given for depreciation and written off. Depreciation written off in the fixed asset. Now we need to open one separate ledger account for these fixed assets accounts. If there is no adjustment, no need to open a separate ledger. The ledger is required. Why? There is adjustment is given in the problem, right? So what we can do is, first we need to open a fixed assets account, and this always is debit balance. We'll see here 2 years balances, 1,90,000 previous year, the current is 2,10,000. The depreciation is given. Okay, depreciation is given. Depreciation adjust, depreciation amount is given here. Okay, depreciation amount is given here. Depreciation written off during the year is 15,000. So here the depreciation is there 15,000. Depreciation here 15,000 rupees. This one. Now the total of debit sides 2,35,000, 2,25,000. The credit side is 2,25,000. Debit side is 1,29,000. 1,90,000. So the difference amount. What is the difference amount? The difference amount is 35,000. Is called cash purchase. Okay, cash purchase. This is the cash purchase. Suppose here the difference amount, here difference is there. Then what we call sales. We can write here the sales right here in this side. If it is a purchase, we'll write here. The sales we can write here. Sales means what? We'll get sources of funds. Now we purchased a plant is application of funds. Purchase చేస్తే ఏమవుతుంది, ప్లాంట్ క్యాష్ అనేది బయటకు వెళ్ళిపోతుంది, ఫ్లో ఆఫ్ ఫండ్స్ అనేది జరుగుతుంది. ఓకే, సో ఇట్ ఈస్ application of funds. When you purchase a plant, it's application of funds. And again is increase working capital is also application of funds. Application of funds. Increasing. If it is a decrease in increase place low, sources of funds వస్తుంది. Increase అయితే application of funds, decrease అయితే sources of funds. Okay. So now why we need to prepare? ఎందుకు ఓపెన్ చేయాలి ఫిక్స్డ్ అసెట్ అకౌంట్? ఎందుకు ఓపెన్ చేయాలి? Why we need to prepare one ledger in the name of fixed assets? ఎందుకు చేయాల్సి వచ్చింది మనకు? Hello?
To know about the flow of funds.
We need to, the examination in within given problem, there is adjustment is given for regarding the depreciation. Then only we prepared a separate ledger for fixed assets accounts. We need to open one more account for this share capital purpose. Share capital. So what is share capital here? Earlier is, you can see the given problem, share capital earlier is that 30 lakhs, now it is 40 lakhs. You can see that we need to open 3 lakhs and 4 lakh rupees. Okay, it is a balance brought down, balance carried down. Assets are debit balance starts. This is the credit balance. See that 3 lakhs, here is 4 lakh rupees. Okay, so cash is 50,000, general reserve 50,000. Why? Because these two are given in this, these two are given in the adjustment. The company declared its bonus. See the given problem. The company issued bonus shares for rupees 50,000 for cash, 50,000 bonus shares and 50,000 cash. So because the reason, we opened one more ledger, master ledger in the name of share capital. Okay. Now the total is 4 lakhs and 4 lakhs. Means there is no additional shares are issued. అడిషనల్ షేర్ ఇష్యూ చేశాను ఇక్కడ ఏమన్నా? ఎందుకు జరిగింది ఇక్కడ? ఇది క్వశ్చన్ ఏంటంటే 3 lakhs నుంచి 4 lakhs ఎందుకు అయ్యింది అని క్వశ్చన్. ఎందుకు అయ్యింది అన్నానికి ఆన్సర్ ఇక్కడ ఉంది. ఎందుకు అయ్యింది 3 lakhs and 4 lakhs? No,
bonus shares of rupees 50,000.
Yeah, because the reason it increased to 3 lakhs to 4 lakh rupees, and we will prove through this preparing a ledger. So ledger prepare చేసి మనం ఇక్కడ ప్రూవ్ చేస్తున్నాము. Now 4 lakhs is balance. Okay, there is no flow of funds this. Okay, so once you see that here flow of funds is there, issue of shares 45,000 issue of shares are there. Issue of new issue, you could join it. The company issued bonus shares means no flow of funds. For cash only, we are issuing the shares and we're getting the cash is 50,000. It is issue of shares. It is under sources of funds. వాటాలు జారీ చేసామంటే షేర్స్ ఇష్యూ చేసామంటే మన క్యాష్ వచ్చింది. ఎంత వచ్చింది క్యాష్? 50,000 వచ్చింది. ఓకే, నౌ అడ్జస్టెడ్ ప్రాఫిట్ అండ్ లాస్ అకౌంట్స్. Adjusted profit and loss account. We need to prepare third ledger is adjusted profit. Third one is adjusted profit and loss account. So when you're preparing the fund flow statement, be and caution to you need to prepare two statements, one ledger. It's mandatory. ఏం చేయాలి? ముందు ఇచ్చిన ప్రాబ్లంలో ఏవి ఫిక్స్డ్ అసెట్స్ ఉన్నాయి, ఏవి కరెంట్ అసెట్ ఉన్నాయి, అది ఐడెంటిఫై చేయాలి. The second step is what are the current liabilities, what are the non-current liabilities. So that is also first step in preparation of these. So once you know that, you can prepare the statement of changes in working capital. Right? Step 1 em cheyali? What's the first step?
To identify what is current assets, current liabilities, and fixed assets.
Right. So after that, you can prepare this statement of changes in working capital. So what we can do here, either current asset increase or decrease. Okay, if it is increase, working capital is also increase. Suppose if it is decrease, working capital is also decrease. Okay, now the liability side also same. Liability side is opposite. Liability increases, working capital decrease. Liability decrease, working capital increase is opposite. So now it is over. The second step is you need to prepare fund flow statements. Okay, fund flow statement, or it's called as a sources of application of funds. And third one is adjusted profit and loss accounts. Adjusted profit and loss account. So adjusted profit and loss account, what we can do is how we get this figure 30,000, 40,000, 30,000, 60,000. Okay, you can see the balance sheet in given problem. So this is the problem, right? This is the problem where we get 30, 60, right? Retained earnings, I think it is a profit and loss account. It's the retained earnings 30, 60, right? So profits are increased. How these are happen? What are the how it is increased? So just you can go and check this adjusted profit and loss accounts. It's also liabilities 30,000, 60,000. Company purchased the new plants because the depreciation amount is 60,000 and fund from operations 45,000. Okay, here the adjustment is given. Every adjustment we are posted in 2 times. Okay, any adjustment we are posted into 2 times. One time is debit side, second time is credit side. Okay, so here you can see that the depreciation we posted one time in asset accounts. The second time is adjusted profit and loss accounts. Okay, any adjustment given in the additional information we need to post 2 times. One is concern asset accounts and also adjusted profit and loss account. Sometime you can open adjust depreciation account also. So there also we can post. Okay, am I clear? So adjusted profit and loss account, what you can here you can find out funds from operations. Funds from operations. So operations ద్వారా వచ్చిన funds ఎంత ఉన్నాయి 45,000. So these amounts also we can carry forward. Funds from operations is opposite direction. You can see that funds from operation here to go for to here. Okay, changes in working capital we can write on here. So both side 95,000, 95,000. So what it means? Double ఎట్లా వచ్చాయి ఫామ్ లోకి? What are the sources of funds? 95,000 rupees flow వచ్చాయి, sources of funds వచ్చాయి. ఆ డబ్బుల్ని ఏం చేశారు? అప్లికేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఫండ్స్. సో ఫామ్ లోకి సోర్స్ వచ్చాయి. ఎట్లా వచ్చాయి? సోర్స్ ఎంత వచ్చింది ఇక్కడ? వాట్ ఇస్ ద సోర్స్ ఆఫ్ ఫండ్స్ హియర్? 95,000 రూపీస్ వచ్చాయి. ఎట్లా వచ్చాయి? ఇష్యూ ఆఫ్ షేర్స్ ద్వారా 50,000 వచ్చాయి. ఆ ఫ్లో ఆఫ్ ఫండ్స్ ద్వారా 45,000 వచ్చాయి. అందులో ఏమున్నాయి? ఫ్లో ఆఫ్ ఫండ్స్ లో మనకు వచ్చిన డబ్బుల్లో డిప్రిసియేషన్ అమౌంట్ 50,000 కూడా కలిసి ఉంది. ఓకే, 55,000 డిప్రిసియేషన్ ఉంది. రిమైనింగ్ అమౌంట్ 30,000, 45,000 రూపీస్ ఈస్ ఫ్లో ఆఫ్ ఫండ్స్ ఇయర్. ఓకే, సో వచ్చిన డబ్బులు ఏం చేశారు వీళ్ళు? ఏం చేశారు ఇక్కడ? వాట్ దే కెన్ యూజ్ దిస్ ఫండ్స్? హౌ దే యూటిలైజ్ దిస్ ఫండ్స్? They are purchased a plant fixed asset for 35,000. The remaining amount they are increase in working capital means more amount in they are in the current assets. Okay, atla what we can find out this statement is what are the sources of funds, what are the utilization of funds. So watching funds ni em chesaru. So if you see that the balance sheet without preparing fund flow statement, we can't understand what is the flow of funds. So this is the problem. Can you know that what is the flow of funds here? We see this balance sheet. Can you estimate what is the flow of funds? Can you know? Some questions are there. Why it is increased here? Why it is decreased here? Right? And why it is increased here? We don't know. What are the reasons here? And why the cash are increased 20 to 30? We don't know. Accounts receivables increase. Why it is increased? Inventory increase. Why it is increased? Fixed asset, why it is increased? Like we have so many questions. So to prepare fund flow statement, we get the answer. So why it is increased? What happened? Okay, why it is increased? We have to additional investments are there, or we are sold something. So like we need to prepare fund flow, company need to prepare fund flow statement to knowing the flow of funds. So again, this is second problem. The fund flow statement, this is also some additional information given for calculating the funds from operations. Okay, here the net profit is given here. What is the net profit here? 52,000. Gross profit is 2 lakhs is given. Based on this statement, income statement, profit and loss account, we need to prepare funds from operations. So operations ద్వారా funds ఎంత వచ్చాయి? This is 50,000, right? So here see that the fund from operation is 99,500. 99,500. Why it is increased means there are some reasons. You can see here profit loss one given. Depreciation amount 40,000. Loss of sale of building. It is non-fund, non-operating items which have been debited. You say it is non-operating expenses, but still we debited. Okay, because the reason we are getting less amount of profits. Okay, so because of these, actual our profit is this much. Out of these, we can use for we can add one more thing is less non-fund or non-operating expenses. So then you can deduct the final answer is this one. Actual funds are 99,500 rupees. Okay. Any doubts? Hello? So in examination, we can definitely expect one problem for fund flow statement, one problem for cash flow statements. Hello?
So for this, we have to know what is current asset and current liabilities.
Yeah, yes.
So
yes, this is the problem given. For example, this is your examination problem. What we can do? This is problem asked given by the examiner. So first step, what we can do?
First of all, we have to identify what is what, sir. What is current asset and what is current liability.
Now tell me what are the current asset here? What are the current asset here? In a given problem, what are the current asset here? Stock is a current asset. Debtors are current assets. Cash is a current asset. And what are the current liabilities here? Current liabilities.
Bills payable.
Bills payable is a current liability.
Expenses.
Outstanding expenses and sundry creditors. Now prepare these based on these 6 items. We can prepare statement of changes in working capital. Okay. Now we can see that it increase or decrease. Current asset, stock item increase or decrease? Increase or decrease?
Decrease, sir.
So what it means? Working capital is also decrease. Now the second one is?
Increase, sir, by 10,000.
Now working capital increase 10,000. Third one is a nil, no change. Nil. But you have to write down. Okay, if it is a nil also, you write down in the statement changes.
Zero, sir.
Sorry?
Zero, sir.
Zero, but still you have to write down. You have to write in the statement of changes working capital. Okay. Now you can see here creditors. What's the creditors amount? Increase or decrease?
Increase, sir.
So what is the impact in working capital? Working capital increase or decrease? The current liability increases. What is the impact in
capital decreases, sir. Working capital decreases.
Exactly, superb. It is a decrease. In second case,
it is increased by 10,000. Working capital decreased by 10,000.
Decreased by 10,000, right? What about these outstanding expenses?
Outstanding expenses is increased by 2,000. Working capital decreased by 2,000.
No, working capital increase. Liability decrease, working capital increase. Is opposite,
yeah,
right?
Sir. Yeah, sir. Yeah.
Opposite. So now this is the one part is over. Very easily you calculate it, right? So remaining one is what we can do is just we can see a land and building increase or decrease. Land and buildings increase or decrease?
Increase, sir. Increase.
Increase, right? There is an increase. What about this plant and machinery?
Increased.
Increase. Both are increased, right? Now we can do share capital increase or decrease?
Share capital also increase, sir.
Increases. So if the liability increase means what? It is a sources of funds. It is a yes. It is a A. Okay. It is a A. What is A? Application of funds. Here S means sources of funds.
Sources of funds.
And profit and loss account is also given 1,60,000. You need to prepare separate adjusted profit and loss accounts. Okay, you need to prepare adjusted profit and loss account. So general review. Then after that, go for this additional information. Rupees 50,000 depreciation has been charged on plant and machinery during means you need to open one more separate ledger for plant and machinery. Why? Some adjustment is given. Okay. And a piece of machinery was sold rupees 8,000 during year 2004. It cost is 12,000. The depreciation is 7,000 has been written off. Now you need to open one more ledger master and also you need to open depreciation accounts. Depreciation on machinery and depreciation on plant and machinery. Now you need to open one more account. Okay. Right. And like we need to open two adjustments are given. This is one of the important problem. So here you can see that increase, it is decrease, working capital decrease, increase, working capital increases, decreases. Here no change, 2,70,000, 2,55,000. Sundry creditors, it is increased, it is decreased. Okay, net working capital, sources and applications, right? Adjusted profit loss account, machinery accounts. Okay. Any doubt? Can I stop here? Hello?
No, sir.
Okay. So tomorrow we are going to discuss another topic is cash flow statements. Okay. Now the session is over. Okay. Again, we meet tomorrow at 12 o'clock.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.